And boop, we are live. All right, excellent. And welcome back, everybody. We are back for Misadventures Part 2 of Delilah. Kate, you excited?
I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm so excited.
Let's go. This will most likely be the final part for Delilah until we see her again within Palm in the Fist, but just getting her ready to pop out there. But also, if you go down the right path, this may go on for how many more parts, even I do not know. It's going to be a great time. And yes,
all right.
I am, just so everybody knows that is watching, and also Kate, so you already know this, I'm fucking exhausted. I am so tired. It was a full day.
The missile is very eepy.
It was a full day of just running through and getting my apartment all moved around and all new stuff put in. But I'm very excited to be sitting down to have a very nice, relaxing, demonic one-on-one D&D time with you. Thank you for being here, Kate. I appreciate it.
Thank you for working so hard.
Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. But with all of that, is there, Kate, anything you want to say to date the video?
Let's go to hell. Yay!
Let's go to hell indeed. Okay, then I think with all of that, Kate, you ready to hop right in?
I'm ready.
Okay, well then with that, Kate, as per usual, let's take a deep and cleansing breath before we jump right in. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Then please, join me. And everything after the breath is canon. And I'm going to switch the music over real quick, as the Abyssal Passage just kind of goes on and on. But we have to include some of the other ambient music of Yasa and of the Pardon.
We play Careless Whisper?
If you get that far, I will. I will tank the whole video just for that one song. But yes, as the Western twang comes in, I'm going to give a quick summary of what happened last time, all right? Delilah, having woken up, in a sense, dying after Cowrie and the remainder of Rochi caused that insane explosion within the arbor and left you behind to die. You met with your patron, who you believed to be the god of justice, but who was actually the god of revenge, named by you, Chef. Chef was able to take you back into the deepest and darkest memories that you possess, to fill your heart with so much hatred that you refused to die. And with the help of Yasa Six-Spirals, bringing you to her domain, the Sixth Circle of Hell, you have since reawoken, a new tattoo covering your torso. And now you reside within the Sixth Circle of Hell, with Yasa walking away from you in her chambers. Now, I want to ask what you're going to do in this moment, but I also want to say, kind of as Delilah picked her head up and walked over to the eye of a long dead creature's skull and looked out across this vast wasteland, 6 suns above you, sunburn on your hand from where it just touched the light from this insane atmosphere around you. What's going through Delilah's head immediately?
I think part of her thinks maybe she did die. I think sorry, this music I'm like, yeah.
It's kind of a vibe.
It's kind of setting the mood. I think she is sort of in awe, but also definitely wary, and is also not totally sure what her whole deal is now, if she's alive or if she's if she's bound to Yasa or something now, because it seems like Yasa saved her life. She's not sure what the deal with Chef is. She's very much unsure, not panicking, because whatever happened, well, that's just what it is now, I guess.
Okay. Okay. And actually, give me a quick investigation check as you kind of pull yourself away from the window and just kind of take stock of everything. Just the insane abyss before you becoming too much for, like, your eyes are drying out and your mouth is getting dry as this place is having an effect on you. What'd you get? You got a 2? You mentioned the fact that you're effectively taking it all in. You're in a sense, you're in shock, and some finer details are being lost on you right now. As with a 2, your hand is just feeling and like looking at your tattoo as you kind of just feel the wound that is now in your stomach and like in your stomach, like below your chest. As you're just thankful to be conscious. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
So, laid out before, you're able to see Yasa roiling wings, like, not of fire, but you're able to see it's like a just pure muscle and bone and sinew. There is no skin, and it's just these enormous bat-like wings that come off of her, and you're able to see as she as like chains rattle along her. You're able to see, like, 6 spiraled horns, like this Baylor of hell, is striding away from you to another section of the chamber. You see all of the things around you that I described in the previous session. You're able to see Yasa's throne of uncut stone. You're able to see these damned souls above you and on torture devices around you. You're able to see a wall of weapons and armor on mannequins. What of this interests you, if any of it?
The damned souls are like in cages, right?
Yes, so there are some in cages above you, above that pentagram that you awoke on, but there are also others lining the walls of this. You see some in, like, the faces of the caskets open. You see them in iron maidens, like, trapped within these, like, iron sarcophagi. You're able to see some being stretched out on racks, and they're not being actively tortured, but it seems like they have been here for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Can I examine, like, Yasa's throne? Just, like, look at it?
Yes, you absolutely can. I'll just say this. As you begin to approach the throne, you're able to see it's built into the curved, like, imagine the inside of a skull, the curved, like, the nasal bone, like, before where the nose is. And it's in between these 2 massive eye holes that you were, one of which you were staring out of. You're able to see it's a jagged throne. It is one of stalactites and these protrusions of sharp dagger-like rock that essentially also 3 times the size of what a normal chair would be. Yasa is 12 feet tall and easily a few tons, and you get the sense that when she sits in it, it hurts her.
Okay. Did I wake up on, like, a table?
You did, yes.
Okay. Can I just examine the table? Like, I'm just curious if she's in the habit of, like, if she has her PhD or something. She's sewing people up for, like, does she save anyone?
You want to know if what you have is exclusive. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm just curious. I want to see the table because, like, I don't know how I got here. Kind of looking at the table might help me understand, like, did she sew me up? Did she just take me to hell and this is where I woke up?
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, because again, you're able to see this pentagram slab of, like, rough rock that you awoke on. So much better. So what'd you get?
18.
With an 18, as you begin to walk away from the throne, Yasa's back fully towards you as you just hear, like, roiling fire. Music is not right. It's very, like, ding, 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 ding.
It reminds me of Outer Wilds.
It shouldn't. That is wrong. That is wrong.
That's not where we are.
As you look at the throne, you turn back and you examine the table, and with an 18, you begin to look into the crevices. You begin to see into the actual, like, juts in between this uneven stone. And as you begin to peer inside, you're able to notice buildup. It's black and it's brown, and most recently towards the center, you're able to see a drying crimson. And with an 18, you get the sense that you're not the first person to be laid bare on this table, but you may be the first to walk away.
Okay.
And give me a quick religion or investigation check on the throne as you kind of look at these two items in tandem.
Religion or...
religion or investigation.
Same way. 9.
A 9, there's a connection there. And with a 9, I'll say that most likely the two... Okay, so...
There's a connection between the slab and the throne?
Yes. I'm trying to find the right music here. I'm skipping around.
That makes me think she's making sacrifices then.
One thing that you're... So with a 9, I can't give you that much, but you're able to notice that of all of the things in this chamber, besides the skull that you're in, the throne and the slab are the two oldest items here.
Okay. Okay. And is the slab kind of like made up like the same jagged sort
Yes,
of? Okay.
very much so.
Okay. Okay. Can I follow Yasa out?
So Yasa is not leaving this chamber yet.
Oh.
But you can definitely follow behind her if you want.
Yeah, can I follow behind her?
You walk behind her, and the closer that you get to her, the more it feels like you need a glass of water. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you've been walking around in the hot sun for a while, and you just get inside, and the first thing that your mind goes to is, oh, I'm gonna drink water right from the tap because I'm spent. Like, you know what I mean?
She's hot, I get it.
Okay, yeah, that's 100% what I meant.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
No, literally. She's literally...
You follow behind
blazing.
You follow behind Yasa, and again, like, dwarfed by her, and you two haven't had any conversation since you woke up. It's been like several minutes at this point, and she walks over to the makeshift armory with the weapon racks and with the armor on the mannequins, and you're able to watch. She takes a strip of cloth off of the loincloth that she has, like, you know, covering her midsection and her waist, and she rips a section off and begins to pluck weapons off of the the weapon racks and begins to put them in the cloth.
Interesting.
As you just kind of watch her do this.
She's just picking up random weapons and putting in the cloth?
Give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
That's fucking nuts. You're able to watch as from the weapon rack, she grabs two things. The first thing that she grabs looks like a rock chisel of some kind, made from pure earth. It almost looks like a broken off stalagmite or stalactite.
Okay.
However, it's not the same kind of barren, dry, tan stone that like Yasa's throne and the slab are made of. It almost looks like it's made of this withered ivory. Like it's a protrusion from the bone around you, a piece of this massive skull. Okay? With the nat 20, I'll give you everything. The second thing she picks up the strangest bow you've ever seen. You're able to see that the core shaft is made up of straight white rods. Like, and they have valleys and bumps that like arch up and down until they reach the ends, where a bowstring is attached, held together by this like dried out deep earthen rock slat on either side. Give me a quick medicine check on time. I'm gonna give you more for that nat 20, but I just want to see if you can tell more about this bow.
9.
Another 9. Actually, give it to me with advantage, and I'm gonna tell you why if you're able to roll a little bit higher.
18.
18?
No, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You look at this again. White rods, valleys, and bumps, ending in 2 almost like flat slabs. Where are you right now?
In a skull.
You're in a skull. This bow, and you look outside, these giant these mountains and ravines make up this giant spinal cord. You're able to see a normal human-sized spinal cord makes up the shaft of this bow. And the bowstring, it seems like it's rough and it's coarse and it's always shifting. And you're able to notice it's like grains of sand huddled together with like some kind of magical adhesive as she adds it into the cloth. Yasa then turns away from the rack of weapons and moves over towards the the armor section of this lineup of defensive and offensive tools. And you see she takes 2 more things. You see she picks up, and almost like jangles as she does it, like a pouch full of gemstones, as she picks up this breastplate connected to this like almost like Roman-esque skirt of more stalactites, and she puts that on the cloth. And the second thing that she grabs is from the same mannequin, and it is a tan and withered, dry, rough scarf. She puts that on the cloth as well.
And are the things... What are the size? What's the scale of them? Her size or smaller?
Smaller.
Okay. Is Bitstory Demon Lady gonna play dress up with me? What does that mean?
And do you say anything to Yasa, or do you just kind of let her do her thing?
While she's picking stuff up, I'll just kind of observe, quite a collection you have.
She admires it all, and without looking to you, still kind of picking things off the wall, goes,
"And pieces are now yours."
Mine? Did you save my life? Did you bring me here? Why am I here?
As she looks over to you, you're able to see the right side of Yasa's cow skull head has been cracked and damaged, with splinters coming off from the side of her like orbital bone, going up above her eyebrow and like towards where her ear would be. Yasa does not mention that, but she says to you,
"You spoke to me during the battle. You could be useful. But when I held you, you were gone. But useful you could still be, so I brought you here."
So, you did revive me.
I merely started the process of cauterizing your wound. You came back on your own.
Well, that's good, I guess. And so now what do you want to use me for?
I'm gonna reset the music real quick, just so it's more ambient. As Yasa turns back and walks fully past you, and puts this strip of cloth down onto the jagged pentagram slab. And Yasa says to you,
I am chained to my shard. I am unable to pursue those who deserve it.
Delilah kind of like looks around the room at all the other people she is chained up. And I will say, there's probably a look of like doubt, confusion, like when she says that, like, I can't go after the people who deserve it. I think it's clear on Delilah's face that she doesn't quite understand, because you've gotten all of these people.
She looks up and she looks around and goes,
Only those in the arbor. The world is full of many more.
I was just about to be like, so like, what's your deal? Like, what's your...
My deal.
Like, everyone has a reason to... everyone has a line that they believe people crossed and deserve punishment. Where... What's your deal?
give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Icky.
The most powerful thing in this game is that people want to talk to the people who who aren't that approachable. That's the...
Persuasion? That's a 19.
A 19. I'm gonna make a roll for Yasa. She's gonna get no help with this roll. This is gonna be a maturity check, and we're gonna see if Yasa's gonna spin you a little bit of a tale. With an 18 on the die, Yasa says, I'm gonna switch the music back real quick, and says, give me an insight check, because that is high enough, and Yasa's gonna tell you a little story.
Nine. I'm getting a lot of nines.
That's a lot of nines.
Hey, you know what happens when you switch? I think it's my third 9. You know what happens when you switch a 9 upside down? It's a 6.
Hey. I take
Hey.
I take her off to hell and then I freak it. Okay. Fucking love that meme. Okay, so Yasa turns and begins walking back to her throne, and she sits in it, and you're able to watch she kind of squirms as the jagged rocks begin to penetrate into like her like just her skinless muscle form, as her wings spread out, and you're able to see that scarred black stone around the throne is from her wings as the outside begins to ignite with orange flame. As she says to you,
I have not told someone my story in a long time.
I have nowhere to be.
You could not be more wrong. But I believe we are more similar than not.
I think so too.
Yasa looks to you and she kind of cracks her head back and forth, seemingly trying to remember something, before saying to you,
cannot remember my true name. But I was not always Yasa.
Do you remember who you were before?
I was a Sarah Angel of Aphrodite. Also, I'm so rude. Do you want a chair or something? You're just kind of standing and looking at me.
I don't know. Delilah can sit on the floor, I guess. Ooh, can I, like, sit on, like, the armrests of the chair?
Give me a charisma check with advantage.
So it's a big chair. Oh, okay, with advantage. Okay, that's better. It's a big chair, you know? It's like, 18.
18. Yasa goes,
Get up here. Yeah, come on. she goes, I can pick you up if you want.
Delilah tries to trot.
Clyde's
Tries
the
to
try.
Yes,
I've
she
been doing that
tries
shit
to
all
climb.
day. You were all good.
She tries to climb up, but, like, pretends to be really bad at it. She's like, oh, can you help?
Yasa's massive Baylor fist wraps around you, and you're able to feel like just a little bit of like as your breath kind of escapes you a little bit. Give me a quick Constitution saving throw.
I was gonna say, how much sunburn do I get? Well,
a 12. You are able. Oh my god, what else? You are able to feel a sudden, like, raking headache come across your frontal lobe, that only comes on after, like, you know how there are some days where you work for, like, 10 hours straight, and only at the end, your body kind of goes, oh, we haven't had water all day, and then it hits you at once. That's what you feel. As Yasa puts you down onto the armrest of her throne as she, like, leans back.
Delilah sounding just a little pained. Thanks. Oh, thank you.
Anytime. I feel that we will enjoy this conversation.
So you were an angel once?
Yes, a champion of Aphrodite herself.
Oh, wow.
But...
And give me an insight check very quickly.
No.
Oh.
17?
17. You hear anger as Yasa begins to say,
But I was cast out, banished here, forced to renounce my name, my weapons, my armor. And... she who created me...
Why?
something that I understood coming to this plane was that beauty resides in every being, no matter how vile. After I saw the fist, after I saw the knuckle plantations, I understood that could not be more false. I cut down hundreds that tried to surrender when Iganturus and Ortux decided to leave. And how was I rewarded for punishing those who were vile, irredeemable? Cast away. My wings burned from my back as I plummeted into the sea. And I kept falling until I hit bedrock, and even then I did not stop.
So you were cast out for punishing slavers.
And she nods.
And then Delilah will turn to all the people, the damsels. And are they those people as well? Or others?
Yasa looks out of the window, her head kind of craning, and she goes,
Slavers, murderers, traitors, thieves. Those who are irredeemable are punished here.
I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't think everyone is irredeemable. And I think even those who do bad sometimes can get better, but it's not fair for you to lose everything when you were lied to about the way of the world. And that some people do bad things and don't feel bad about it.
Yasa hears this, and she immediately becomes like defensively angry, and she stands up out of her throne, and she goes,
How can you believe such a thing? Chef has chosen you. You came back because of the hatred in your heart, and you believe those that do bad should not be punished. Some things cannot be redeemed.
But I know the feeling of wanting to make people pay for what they've done. And I know that people do deserve to pay. But aren't you tired of suffering for your actions? Some people don't learn their lessons, but some do. I don't know. Chef just fucked me up, okay? I thought I was on this whole path of justiceness, and then I meet him, and he's like this whole puppeteer. Maybe I was being puppeted. And so now I'm all rethinking what justice really means. It used to be so clear and simple, but not anymore.
It is those that do evil die and are punished for eternity. That
Who decides?
is justice. Those that send them to me.
But you were punished by someone, and it wasn't right.
I can feel every muscle of my being ache and quiver and burn, and it's a reminder every second that I followed a false idol.
I can't act like I'm better.
No, please.
Oh, okay. I can't act like I'm better than you. But to fight fire with fire, just... Delilah doesn't know what to say, because she's like, I won't tell you what to do, because I don't want anyone telling me what justice is. But Sometimes people have reasons for doing bad things. Not that they shouldn't face consequences for those things. But if everyone was judged by their worst action, the whole world would be down here. So, I don't know.
You sound like my daughter.
You have a child? Are
I...
you married?
She's gonna hold up her hands.
That's just one tradition. Not everyone wears rings.
That's true, yeah, it's more of like a... That's like a secular thing, but no, I am not married. No, I'm single.
Oh.
Why, are you single, or...
Yeah. I'm kind of just, I'm just like dating myself, right now.
I understand that, yes. It's all about self-improvement through hurting others.
I'm with you on the first part. You know what? I can understand. I actually, yeah. Sometimes it really does help heal inside when you can give back to someone who's just so shitty what they deserve. It does feel good.
Yeah,
Her eyes explode in fire, and she's like,
yes, you are speaking my language.
Yeah.
But I used to have a daughter. Since disowned.
Oh. You seem very strong on your ideas. And I respect that a lot.
give me a quick charisma check with advantage.
That was her nice way of saying, so I wasn't to be like, you maybe should accept some other viewpoint sometimes. And I'm like, no, let me say this in a nice way. You have opinions, and that's great.
You're literally in hell.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yasa's like,
I've never heard that before. Thank you for saying that. People often don't recognize my conviction to justice and order and punishment. And it feels good to be appreciated sometimes.
Yeah. I would say sometimes it's harder and it hurts more not letting other people who we care about be different, even with you, you followed someone and you diverted from what they expected of you because you believed different and you saw different in the world, and then they just cut you out, and that's not right, because you both can have your own ideas. There's nothing wrong with seeing the best in people, but sometimes you should see the worst. Sometimes the worst is enslaving people. And that should be recognized. That people do that.
It's not as simple as not everybody is good, and that's okay. And people don't realize that, like my bitch of a sister.
Ooh, damn. Family drama.
I don't have a lot of friends. It feels good to talk to somebody about this.
But, it's just, maybe it just seems like you're sort of stuck in a cycle of, generational trauma, with your daughter, reenacting, things that happened with your sister. Also, is your sister Aphrodite? What? Or is your sister just another angel?
My sister is Talantis.
Oh,
the one
Talantis.
they
Okay.
sent to replace me.
Oh shit. Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you see what I mean? I feel like you've got a lot of like hurt and you've been betrayed by a lot of people, which I get it. I get it. But I also feel like you're kind of doing the same to your daughter then. Not that I know the whole situation. Who's your daughter? Do you want to talk about your daughter or is that a source?
Oh, you gotta give me a persuasion check for that. And that is a very sore subject.
That's a 5. Oh wait, I don't have advantage. That's a 5.
That's a 5. Yasa goes,
No.
Okay. That's totally fine. We kind of just met. You um well, it was very brave of you to follow what you believed in, even if it cost you everything.
That simply means I have nothing left to lose while pursuing my goals.
Yasa stands
What do you
up.
want to? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yasa stands from her throne once again and begins walking over to the pentagram slab and gestures for you to follow. You can ask another
hop
question
down.
if you want.
I was just gonna you have nothing to lose, but what do you want to gain? What do you want besides justice and punishment and order?
Yasa thinks for a second, and you're able to hear. Also, Kate, your fucking hair looks great. Shout out to Gab and Cecilia for being in the chat. Thank you so much. Very happy to have you here. And you're able to hear Yasa for the first time go, as Yasa chuckles a little bit, as Yasa goes,
I understand that I am a mother, and a mother's job is to educate. And
Okay.
who will we educate? Well, you said it best. Cycles of violence, cycles of trauma, cycles of life. We are going to teach people their place in the circle.
So you wanna make the circle of trauma and violence. You wanna make that circle. You wanna start that circle.
We are going to turn the circle into a line that ends with the death of those that deserve it. There has been trauma, and there has been hate, and there has been punishment for some. But once they are returned to me, the cycle will end, for they shall live the rest of their days.
and she gestures out to the window at the barren wasteland, the 6 suns before you, and you're able to hear the beasts screaming on the plains that are damned souls doomed to thirst and hunger for eternity.
Delilah thinks about like all the bad things she has done. And after a conversation with Chef, she kind of realized that a lot of it was revenge, or she was on a path of revenge, not inherently justice. And I think she looked at a lot of the damned souls and thinks that like she easily could be on that side, or easily could be like punished for all of eternity. And I think hearing Yasa's story and realizing that she learned differently after seeing more of the world, and that Delilah's learned differently after kind of having her own ideology revealed back to her. I think Delilah is uncomfortable with the idea of like eternal suffering for misdeeds. I think she's like, eternity is a long time. Eternity is a very long time for someone to suffer. And so I think she sees herself in the figures in the cages above and in the walls and outside. And there's just like a little crap in her that's kind of like, I don't know about this. Delilah doesn't know what justice is anymore. And she has no good teachers.
Yasa looks over to you and goes,
You seem a bit confused. Do you want me to lay it out in simpler terms, or... I feel like you're not fully on board with this.
I'm just going through my own journey right now, you know?
Yeah, I do, yes. My journey led me here.
know.
So honestly, pop off, Queen. Hell yeah. But your journey is going to involve you killing to get out of here, so...
Oh!
Oh, yes.
I mean, yeah, I'm good at killing. Is that what all the armor's for? That you were picking off the walls?
A strategist as well.
yeah, no, I was reading that.
Ooh. Do you not like me? I think that you're right, but I also think the Aphrodite followers, whatever their belief of beauty in people, were also right. And because some people do deserve to be punished and are bad and won't get better because they don't feel bad. But maybe not everyone, you know? Like maybe some people really do deserve to be here. But like maybe
I'm with you so far, okay?
but like maybe there are some people who have done that but don't necessarily deserve to be here. But like maybe there's like the another circle of hell or something. Not heaven, not hell, you know? And then like I don't know.
Yeah, well, how about this? Why don't you list a crime and I'll say hell or no hell? Let's see if we can get into this a bit more.
Like, why can't you just die, though? Like, you know, when you die, like, why does your soul have to go somewhere? You know?
Well,
why can't...
That happened to you. You died.
Yeah, but then I kind of just relive some stuff. I'd rather not go back.
Okay.
Oh.
I said alright, no, okay.
That was so...
Do you want me to go into it more? I mean, I don't have to, but...
No, that was just very accepting and affirming.
I feel like we are bonding.
I think so too.
I enjoy your company.
This is actually very refreshing to talk about these ideas. I feel like you have a very interesting and very strong opinions on it, and I feel like, you know, you have a lot of experience with like justice and the afterlife and the ideas of like eternity, and you know,
It is nice to have a conversation where we have opposed viewpoints, but we are not fighting.
As you talk to a literal demon.
I know. So, what do you want me to kill? Stay out of here?
There.
Like, just some damn souls, or...
You misunderstand.
Oh.
You will kill to escape here.
Yasa takes her hand and you're able to watch as the different, like, jagged stalagmites on the pentagram table begin to grow. And they begin to grow and split off and become very fine. And they begin to form two figures. One maybe like a foot and a half tall, one about a foot tall. And you're able to watch as details begin forming on both of them. Which one do you focus on first, the shorter one or the taller one?
Probably the taller one.
The taller one. Yasa keeps raising her hand up, and you're able to watch as more refined. And you're able to see a thin face, and you're able to see lush stony hair. No color, but you're able to watch as, like, the stalagmites begin to grow out of the head of this figure. And you're able to see, like, horns begin to form, similar to your own. And you're able to see the stalagmites begin to form, like, robes. They begin to form arms, like, arms and hands folded into, like, a visage of prayer. And you're able to recognize that this is a succubi. This is, at least that's what you would know it as. Give me a quick, what check would Delilah use to see if she can remember someone from the arbor? I'll let you justify it to me.
To remember someone from the arbor. Perception? Kind of like being able to see them.
Like finer details, like trying to be like,
yeah.
Oh, I think, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I don't even need I got a nat 20, so that's a 25.
Oh, it's a nat 20, baby. All right, with a nat 20, you would know who, Kate, you might actually remember who this is. A succubi in the arbor, hands folded into prayer. You would recognize this as Mary from the Aphrodite temple. Several times you were taken there, and you were healed up after your Alatar assassins fucked you up.
Fuck.
And
shit.
You're able to see this high priestess of Aphrodite, a succubi turned high priestess. And Yasa goes,
"This one is personal. She goes by Mary now. She chose to betray my cause. A loyal soldier meant to test the souls and the will of those that could be damned. And she chose to instead focus on beauty. She now hides in the temple of the false idol, behind her husband, behind her bastard daughter, and behind Talantis."
What's the hate for? Hey, don't say it like that. Bastard children are fine.
A half angel, half demon.
Right. Thank you.
The concoction of ideology, can you imagine?
Yeah. You're a very black and white person.
she just kind of gestures to the hell around her.
I'm just putting it out there.
Well, maybe we can work on that if you come back willingly next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I died, like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there a follow-up to that statement or no? Or you just...
I'm just saying, like, come back willingly, like... I mean... I'm confused.
Oh, you need not be. For once the task at hand is done.
And you're able to watch as Yasa takes the stone pentagram that she used to, I think you noticed on her last session, but if not, it is a very rough, jagged stone pentagram that was carved out of like a nearby rock wall, and she puts that on the table as well with the rest of the weapons and goes,
"You can use this every several passes of the sun of the material plane to walk in between this realm and the other. You can travel grand distances in the blink of an eye. And you can return here if you would choose to do so."
Thank you. That's very helpful.
You then look over to see the shorter figure. Is there anything you want to ask about Mary, or would you want to focus on the shorter figure?
I want to know the second person too. And then once I know both, I might ask questions.
No perception check necessary for this one. A shorter figure. Head begins to form. Body begins to form. And you recognize them not... Again, shorter figure, like maybe 5'2", 5'3". Very thin, but you don't recognize them based upon their stature or any facial features. You're able to watch as trinkets and bips and bobbins begin to form off of their bandolier and off of their waist and off of their bags and everything, and you're able to recognize plain as day Cowrie Shadrach.
Oh no!
Yasa says to you,
"I know very little about this small one. All I know is that they caused a rupture, a wave of energy that burned into my conscious mind. I beat my skull trying to carve it out."
and she points to her cracked eye socket.
Oh shit.
This one I wish I could handle personally. But unlike Mary hiding in her temple, Cowrie has left the arbor, and I am chained to my shard.
Oh boy. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of mad. I mean, she kind of, they kind. Oh boy.
Delilah, look at me. I say this as someone, not as a person with power, not as someone with authority, but as someone who tried to save your life. She killed you. Are you going to let them get away with that?
At the very least, I would like to have a proper fight with them. And hopefully things end better.
A proper fight. But no one said it had to be fair.
And Yasa, with a sweeping arm, gestures to the weapons and armor laid out before you.
Oh shit.
With the weapons and armor laid out on this cloth, with these two figures right behind them, Yasa looks to you and goes,
2 targets. 1 in the arbor, 1 sailing far. I am unsure of their destination, but But if it can be found, you can find them, and you can send them to me.
So the deal is that the deal is that they die, then, and then I'm free.
Give me a quick persuasion check.
17.
17. Yasa looks at you and goes,
Because I have enjoyed speaking with you, I will let you know that you are under no obligation, magical or otherwise, to assist me in this. I simply will take you at your word that my assistance has garnered some reciprocity.
I like you, Yasa, but I'm no one's messenger. Your justice is yours, and mine is mine. I will go after Cowrie, not because you asked me to, but because they owe me a fight. They owe me that. Mary, that's your fight, not mine. If you want justice, what you see as justice, that's for you to get.
with a 17, and with a very high maturity check for Yasa, she looks at you and goes,
Then Cowrie first. And then, if you are still unsatisfied and wish to help a friend find justice, well...
And she moves her finger, and the stalagmites that form up Mary crumble into dust and blow away.
Perhaps there will be time for her later.
I can't guarantee I'll kill Cowrie. That's not my intention. Because in the end, they didn't kill me. I'm not going after Cowrie because you're asking me to.
Then we must strike a bargain. Because I enjoy our conversations deeply. So much so
As do I.
that perhaps I will be comfortable here. A land of no food or water. Well, that is my blood. That is my bone. But for you, I would imagine you're feeling peckish.
So what do you have to offer?
I will allow you to return to the material plane if you can agree not to kill Cowrie, but simply send them to me. Deliver a message that all of the pardoners of the Arbor, all of the Shadow Demon investigators, and Yasa Six-Spirals wish to have a parley to ensure that they never enact such injustice again.
My voice is gonna kill me tomorrow. I am not excited to wake up Los Angeles.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I think I can handle that. I think we can agree to that.
Fight them. Perhaps put them in a state between life and death. And
I thought I was passing on a message.
You will. And to deliver it, you will put them on the ground.
I see.
You will make them see the other side. See me and the endless wastes before them. We are not going to put the fear of God in them, but rather the fear of hell. And whatever
I
they
can
do
agree
after,
to that.
and whatever they do after is their choice.
That sounds fair to me.
Well, speaking of fair, why don't we do the best to move the odds into your favor?
Do I get gifts?
Yes, you do. Yasa looks to you, and the last thing she will say is,
You were adept in the Battle of the Bards, firing down pinpoint accurate archery that only I noticed. That is a gift.
and she looks you up and down. You're able to see your eyes go, eyes, scan your whole body, feet, scan your whole body, eyes, and goes,
But you are chained by your clothes, by your form. You move like meat and water. I can eliminate those constraints
and she gestures to the weapons.
with what I have laid before you.
Okay. I don't know if that... I mean, I am made of meat and water. Yeah.
It's the worst
So
part
you're not-
about you, to be honest. Everything else is
Oh.
pretty great.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty. So what do you mean, like, that these will change that?
Yasa takes... She steps back and she gestures towards the weapons and armor, and basically invites you to pick them up and learn what they do.
Oh, fuck yeah. Can I pick up the bow?
Yes, you pick up the bow. Again, a bow made out of a human spinal cord with a bowstring made of adhered sand. As you pick it up, you're able to see a quiver alongside of it. A quiver full of these needle-thin shards that are just wide enough at the end, like where the tail of an arrow would be, that you're able to draw back and fire them. And as you hold this bow in your hand, you're able to recognize that this bow is a cursed weapon, meaning that there are very powerful effects to both the target of your attacks and to yourself.
All right.
This bow is called the Everlasting Thirst. As you hold it in your hand, you can feel your mouth begin to dry. You can feel your eyes begin to dry. You feel your head begin to pound a bit. And you realize that you are able to, this ambient energy that Yasa and the Sixth Circle of Hell has is imbued within this bow. When you succeed on an attack roll against a target, the target must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God.
No need for you to write this down. I'll send all this to you
Okay.
privately. On a success, there is no effect if the target succeeds the save. On a fail, the target takes on 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, shit.
And you begin to suffer from the poison condition.
Damn, I do?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh. Damn.
You also need
that's
to...
Cool.
And for those of you in Zanwei Fu, you understand, Kate, as a player, you would know this. This means that if you make 6 successful attacks against a target, and they fail 6 DC 18 saving throws, that target immediately dies.
Cress Moria moment.
Cress Moria moment, indeed. And as one additional thing, given this bow, the Endless Thirst, its exhaustion levels work a little bit differently. This will act the same as a mummy's, like, I forget the exact name of it. It's like a mummy's strike, something that mummies can do, where if a target is killed by this bow, dropped to 0 hit points by this bow, they instantly turn to dust and are killed. There is no chance to revive them except for a wish spell or a true revivify.
Damn.
That is just the bow. As you pick it up and you're able to hear as you're able to, like, kind of, like, as you pull the string back, you can hear, like, the cracking of a spine as it goes back and forth, and you feel the immense power that it has.
Okay.
Before you still have the scarf, the shard, and the armor.
Okay. What's the scarf?
As you walk over and you pick up the scarf, it has the feeling of sandpaper. Very uncomfortable. Difficult to wear. But as you put it on, you look around the chamber, and you're not entirely sure what this scarf does. As you're kind of just like, you know, you're able to hear like just screams and wails all around you. Delilah, where would you just look as you're, like, putting this scarf on? You see Yasa, you see the throne, like, just give me a place.
Maybe, like, outside? Like, look towards one of the windows?
As you look back to, like, where that yelp came from, you look towards one of the windows, and you're able to, like, it's out of your control, at least for this moment, because you don't understand what it does. Your vision and your eyes becomes almost tunneled in, and you feel yourself move incredibly quickly. You move 30 feet almost instantaneously, and you appear right at the line of the scorching sun that burned your hand. And as you look back, you're able to see a trail of sand on the path that you just blazed. And this is known as the Scarf of the Flats. It allows you to become one with sand and dust, and can be used to cast the Misty Step spell twice per long rest.
Let's go. Oh my god. Okay, what else is there? The breastplate?
The breastplate, yes. It is known as the Sandstone Armor. As you begin to pick it up, it was intricately carved out of, like, not the bone around you, but the arid, dry flats of the wasteland of the Sixth Circle of Hell. This is stone that is nigh unbreakable from being bleached and cooked for millennia upon infinity. And it is able to fit snugly underneath your leather armor, and is able to basically patch up any holes in the clothing that you may have had, and it increases your AC by 3.
Ooh. Damn, that's nice.
And finally, there is the rock, the oh my god, what's it called? The chisel, the shard.
Yes.
And finally, as a piece of the bone fortress, it has an off-white base that almost looks like a pale tan, again, made of like this like bleached bone. You are able to use this 3 times per long rest to... Oh my god, where is it? What's the spell called? I know what it's called. This can be used 3 times per long rest to walk through solid rock or stone at half of your movement speed.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think it's something that Earth Genasi can do. It's called Earthmend, something like that. It's like Earthwalk, something like that. D&D Stonewalk? What is it called? Why am I blanking on this? Meld into stone. That's what it's called. And Delilah, as you're kind of like getting all this equipment back on you, you realize that, like, you know, the bow being very powerful, the armor being very powerful, the items of the scarf and the chisel being combined, this is going to make you an no, well, it's not combining, it's just like, you know, being able to use their abilities together.
Yeah.
This will make you an incredibly powerful sniper, especially in terms of positioning. Being able to Misty Step up high, being able to get, like, Meld into Stone is full cover if you're inside of stone. This will make you incredibly hard to pin down as a sniper. And it seems like Yasa has picked these specifically to benefit what you're good at. Make sense?
I'm so happy. Thank you, Demon Mommy.
Yeah. Call me that more.
As she looks over,
Hey, yo.
Yasa then hands you the star. The star that... Jesus fucking Christ. The star. This star is able to essentially cast the teleport spell once per week. Now, the teleport spell works a bit differently because it's almost like... This is going to sound so fucking stupid. It's almost like the Nether in Minecraft, where you're able to... where you're able to transport into the 6th circle of hell and then transport back out, like, through another gateway, and it takes you an insane distance away because space works differently down here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only problem with that is you need... If you're going after Cower with all of this, you would need to know where they would be. Because you don't currently know that. You need to do some investigating.
Yeah. I teleport to the middle of the ocean.
Help! You're wearing rocks.
I teleport into I teleport into what's the storm?
The Fury.
Yeah, I teleport into the Fury.
Now, there probably are going to be some restrictions on this because I don't think you're going to be like, well, time to go to kill myself point and just go crazy. But we'll get into that when we get there.
Gotta go back to my last save file.
Yes, and as you're able to kind of like latch that jagged rock pentagram onto your belt, Yasa looks to you and says,
and in addition, I have already sent out the call to my pardoners. They shall call you Deputy.
Hey, look. I'm doing this as a friend. I don't need a job. They can just call me Delilah. I don't need it to be the deputy.
Yasa, like, she focuses in and you see like this roiling fire goes up her horns, and she like just thinks very hard for like 30 seconds and goes,
they know I will kill them if they call you Deputy. Fix that right away.
Sorry, I knocked my mic over.
You're all good, you're totally cool.
Wait. They'll kill me if they don't call me? Wait,
if they do, I just said, don't call her that. That's dumb.
I
don't know who came up with that, but that's stupid and she hates it. And the person who did it will be dead tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Wow. Thank you for all of the items. You worked really hard on this.
Anytime. But there is still one more problem that must be solved in the arbor, even if Mary is being saved for later. I do not know where Cowrie is going. Do you have any idea or know of
Would I
anyone
know?
that may know?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like they're going to Arthur, but I don't know.
Delilah, I
Are
want
Are
you
they
to
going east?
well, everywhere besides the arbor would be east. So
Okay.
give me a quick. I want you to give me a history check with advantage. Okay.
Okay. Oh, no. That's a 18.
That's an 18. Delasa. Fuck me.
Delasa. Hey there, Delasa. What's it like in New York?
Delilah, you are able to remember right after the Duke woke you up in the Triple S Tavern. You came downstairs with the Duke, and you were able to see the Terraborgs. You were able to see Olivine, that was her name, her parents, her brother. You don't get the sense that they would envy any idea. At least for your understanding, the people from the Grip Isle are largely, they're kind of isolated. They're not worldly people. She might be going to the Grip Isle. You really have no idea. But it would take someone who is more like a cartographer, like a noble, like a scholar of some kind. Someone who might have like charted a course for them, like something that would happen in Alatur. And you remember that there was one person that stood out in the Triple S Tavern who you really never interacted with again. And maybe he has some information.
I can't think back that far.
Well, chat knows.
Tior?
You remember his name was Tior
I did
Fedorov.
interact with him. Oh
Yes,
my
you
God.
did.
Oh my goodness. Where do I find that silly man?
You wish... who?
Oh! There's this guy, Tior Fedorov. He was friends with a friend of Towery. Might have assisted them in plotting their course off the arbor. But I don't know where he is. But he's probably closer than Towery is.
You are able to watch as Yasa steps to the pentagram, and she rips the cloth away and reattaches it to her loincloth, and she takes up her hands and she plunges her fingers into her own eyes, and you're able to see roiling fire explode out of her eyes, like into the space between the ceiling and the pentagram slab. And you're able to watch as you see, like, pictures and images begin to flash up. You're able to hear screams and bellows and gunshots and cutlasses. And you see so much information flash up right in front of you. Give me a quick perception check.
Okay. Uh. 10.
A 10? While you can't see anything specific, you are able to see, like, wait a minute, these are people in buildings, on the streets. You see some in pairs, you see some in triples, some in quadruples. You're able to see people up high, some down low. Some are like next to jail cells. Some are grabbing onto like people and like hauling them somewhere. It's like all first person perspectives. And you get the sense that Yasa is able to see through the eyes of the Pardoners. But it's too much information for you to go into. Like, you can't parse on. This is just so. Yasa's going through all of it. Again, Baylor, very powerful, like, gatekeeper in hell.
Yeah.
And Yasa goes,
Describe him to me now.
That's so funny because I don't remember what he looks like.
oh, we'll just say that Delilah can just say what he. Thin, noble guy, he's Russian. It's the way that it goes.
Okay, thank you. Kate does not remember.
You'll meet him soon.
Yay!
You describe him, essentially.
Yeah.
You describe him, and immediately swaths of this smokeless orange flame begin to disappear until settling into one perspective. One perspective that is like first person, looking over... Wait, hold on, wait, music's gonna end? Wait. First person, looking over to like a grand building, seemingly like a much taller building than most others within the Arbor, or at least within the district that they're in right now. It's a district you really haven't interacted with that much, and you're able to watch as this, like, you know, slim Frisian figure, short brown hair, scholarly clothing, kind of books and writing utensils, and inkwells kind of all around him, as this figure kind of like looks back, looks around, and then walks into this building. You're able to watch as Yasa flicks it away and goes,
"He is in the Symbol Palace."
Symbol Palace?
Yes, you would know that as the capital of Simbleton.
Ah.
It is a library and an observatory, and used to be the main headquarters of Ortux, the head role of Simbleton.
Wonderful. I'll have to pay him a visit. Seems
Yasa,
I've lost my friend.
Yasa just stares at you and goes,
"That would be wise to do soon, for if he leaves the Arbor, our only lead may disappear."
Very true. Can I use the pentagram now?
I would recommend saving that.
Right.
But I can provide you a steed if you wish to ride to him swiftly.
I mean, I just don't know where the exit is.
Yasa looks to you and goes,
"In that case, is it time for your journey to begin?"
I think it might be. I think it's time for us to part, sadly.
Yasa steps away from the pentagram. She destroys this last first-person vision and draws her sword from her sheath and begins walking to what would be the back of, like, think of the back of a skull, like the occipital lobe, away from the two caverns in her throne, like the opposite wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yasa walks, and as she's walking, she goes,
"I have so enjoyed our time together."
As have I, honestly.
"You are insightful and wiser than my own daughter."
Well, maybe I'll meet her one day and we'll figure it out. Which of us is smarter?
As Yasa plunges her sword into the skull and begins to carve a massive blazing orange gateway into the back of it, you're able to watch it becomes a roiling orange glow of melting fire and sand, as this has just created a portal, seemingly, that Yasa's able to make gateways between the sixth circle and the material plane.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
As Yasa looks and goes,
"Maybe you can educate her on the way the world is supposed to be."
I think I'm still trying to figure that out. But hopefully by then I'll know.
"Then may you have clarity."
And she gestures you into the portal. If there's anything else you want to say to Yasa, now would be the time.
Thank you for your hospitality and your honesty, and thanks for the story. Wink, and then I leave.
You're able to watch as you begin to walk out.
I blow her a kiss and I leave.
The last thing you see, as you blow her a kiss, the last thing you see is one of her roiling orange flame eyes goes out and then comes back as you realize that Yasa winked back at you as you go into a roiling portal of fire, with your quest being to find Tior Fedorov, as you are going to reappear back in Yasa's shard within the arbor within Ubhav, right above where the Battle of the Bards took place. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Wowie.
Oh, Kate, did we have what did you think? Did we have a good time?
That was so fun.
Okay, hell yeah. An hour and a half, really tight. Yasa's very fun. I'm so happy that I was able to play her. Yes, and to everybody, to all of our friends that showed up, yeah, you guys got a lot of lore. Misadventures is going into a lot of stuff that I'm very happy, because I wrote all this stuff up and I'm so happy that I get to debut it. Yes, Kate, what did you think about the lore?
I remember you telling me that she used to be an angel and I completely forgot. I really loved talking with her about what she thought and like understanding where she's coming from, and then also understanding like Delilah herself a little bit better. And I was like, what is this world, man?
Mm-hmm.
I need to go smoke some weed.
Yeah, Delilah needs a vacation and she will not be afforded one.
Nope.
And also super happy to be able to mention this. Holy shit, Darby, buckle up, because Delilah is coming for you. This is gonna be bad. Bad. I am super excited. And also, Kate, what would you think about combat for Misadventures? Would that be something you're interested in?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, excellent. Because something, just in the back of your head, you get the sense that Tior really likes Morchi, and likes Cowrie, and probably won't give up where they're going without a fight.
He doesn't know that we're not still friends. He last saw me with them.
That is very true. I
can be persuasive. Without violence.
That is true. And now you also, decked out in gear from the Sixth Circle of Hell, look terrifying, and so you may be able to resolve this without violence and just force Tior to give you what you want.
I gotta think if I still have that item that lets me take someone else's form, the mimicry or whatever.
You for sure do. You picked that up.
Oh yeah, I just have to remember how many uses it has.
Oh, it's I mean, it wasn't a limited use thing. I think it's like a recharge per long rest, I believe.
Probably. I'll have to look into that, but maybe I can do some trickery.
Oh, hell yeah. And trickery will be afoot for Misadventures Part 3. But Kate, what a wonderful time. This is very fun for me. Anything else you want to say before we head out?
Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to fight you, Cowrie.
We are hurtling towards proper PvP, and I'm very excited. But
oh yeah.
Thank you everybody for coming to the table. I deeply appreciate support for this project. Thank you everybody for coming to support Kate. Kate, you're doing a great job. I'm so happy you want to go on this little like side adventure. It's so much fun.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait for next time. So yeah, so everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming to the table once again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody. Mwah.